Hi, I'm Jessica Lahr, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here on FingerLakes1.com on Wednesday, December 7th, 2016. I'm joined here in the studio with FingerLakes1.com President Jim Sinacropi, lead news editor Josh Durso, and network administrator Jessamy Uticone. It's a Wonderful Life is here in Seneca Falls this weekend, which is pretty exciting. It's that time of year. So, Jessamy.
It's always a wonderful life in Seneca Falls. Jessica.
Well, this is
That's
true,
right.
but this is especially a special time of year for Seneca Falls.
Big weekend. Big weekend.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a fun event. So can you fill us in
There's
on
so
some
much.
details?
There's so much going on with that event. I'll give you a brief rundown. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
It's the annual Wonderful Life Festival. Celebrates the connections between Seneca Falls and Frank Capra's classic film, It's a Wonderful Life, and will run all weekend long. This year, all the Bailey kids, Carolyn Grimes, who played Zuzu, Carol Coombs, who played Janie, and Jimmy Hawkins, who played Tommy, are appearing in Seneca Falls together for the first time. There they are.
Oh, Tommy will be here.
Yeah.
Oh.
All of them together for the first time here. Let's see. We're also welcoming Mary Owen, who is Donna Reed's daughter.
Super sweet. She's tall.
Monica Capra Hodges, who is Frank Capra's granddaughter.
Neat.
And Lynn O'Leary Jameson, who portrayed Janie as a baby. The baby.
Oh.
Claim to fame.
Perhaps not by choice.
No. Babies
Right?
have no freedom of choice.
But that's pretty neat.
The full schedule of events, which is extensive.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it really is.
Like they have posters that are the size of a small billboard.
And they're chock full of events and happenings and goings on and to-dos. It's at therealbedfordfalls.com. You can find all that stuff. And information on the 5K race, It's a Wonderful Run, is at itsawonderfulrun5k.com.
Which is a great event. People
my
love
God.
it.
Yeah.
And better every year.
Yeah.
They're expecting over 4,000. A lot of people don't realize the race is run by a different set of people than the festival.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They work together, and obviously the race contributes largely to the festival, and the festival gives people who run the race something to do before and after. You can make a weekend out of it. But it really is, if you like Christmas, some people don't. But if you're one of those rare people that really like Christmas, then you got to come to Seneca Falls this weekend.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. It's the most Christmassy place in town. And, well, it's the most Christmassy place maybe in the world that weekend. And the 30 minutes before the 5K race, when everybody's congregated around the Bridge Street Bridge that was supposedly the bridge that inspired the bridge scenes in It's a Wonderful Life, the movie, that is the height of Christmas spirit.
Yes. I bet.
The music's playing, everybody's dressed up and excited, and it's I can't explain it.
Noticeable tension in the air, like an excitement.
Yeah.
I produce a video every year for Finger Lakes One for the race, and so I'm down there every year with a camera talking to people and getting them, and it's so much fun because everybody's so happy. Like, it's unbelievable.
They're pumped up.
Yeah, it's like it's enough.
And Christmas spirit.
It's a mood lifter that will last for months.
Yes.
So
Get your endorphins pumping.
and that video usually is online Sunday morning after Saturday, and it's pretty popular video.
It would make a Grinch's heart grow 3 sizes.
It might. The bridge will also have a new lighting system this weekend for the race.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
That's going to be lit for the first time tonight. So they've finished installing it. Jim Spina and a couple other guys are getting trained on it this afternoon on how to run it. They're going to test it tonight, start running it, and then like the big unveil will be this weekend for the race.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
That
that'll be
is
really cool.
super special. How neat. Well, and we have a really special guest that's coming to town.
We do.
So that's
There he
pretty
is.
amazing.
He's chock full of the Christmas spirit. Look at him.
Look at him.
Al
loves
Roker.
Christmas spirit.
Al
Al Roker's
Roker.
coming Friday to interview the 3 Bailey kids for a segment that will run later in the month.
So cool.
So,
Very cool.
yeah, Al Roker will be in Seneca Falls.
Yeah. Well, it's so neat
Very
because
cool.
you get to meet the Bailey kids. Jimmy wasn't here, but I was actually in the parade 2 years ago. And then afterwards we went down and met it
Carolyn
was Janie
and Graham, Janie and Zuzu.
And Zuzu. And their families, and Mary, right? I'm saying, yes. And they were all wonderful, so sweet. And they had little ornaments for sale. And my dad is a huge It's a Wonderful Life fan. Every time I think of it, I think of my dad. And so that's what I got. They signed it, and I got him that for Christmas.
When people ask me what my favorite movie is, I say It's a Wonderful Life. It's not even close. Like, I love, like, Caddyshack. I like that movie. I've seen it maybe 100 times, but I've watched one. But that's like a movie, Caddyshack, with a lot of one-liners that you can watch a little bit here. Right. But Wonderful Life, I sat and watched that start to finish. Yep. I can't even count the times. And every time it gets me. Every time I get choked up when George's brother comes in at the end and he says, "To my big brother George, the richest man in town."
Yes. Oh, I know. So if you haven't watched the movie, watch the movie.
Yeah, if you haven't watched the movie,
every
what the heck?
Every year I'm always amazed at how many people say to me, I've never watched that movie.
No, it's true, yes.
Sit down.
Especially older.
Because it's an old movie. People,
yeah, it's black and white.
Yeah. You can even get it in color now, which is kind of cool. I like the black and white.
Yeah, I remember the first time I watched it was with my mother. She was like folding clothes or wrapping presents, around Christmas time. And I sat down and she had the movie on and I just started watching it. And next thing you know, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. I got to watch more black and white movies. But none of them were that good.
No.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Nope.
Citizen Kane's pretty good black and white movie too, but
I've heard that.
Yeah. Not that good. Now the 5K race.
Yes.
Is crazy. 4,000 plus people will be there, and this photo there is from a few years ago when we had a big snowstorm, and snow is in the forecast.
Yes, it is.
This weekend, but they start on the bridge. 4,000 people. It takes them about 5 minutes to clear, and then they run around town through the lit up houses, and there's lots of stuff along the race route. Yeah. And then they finish coming through downtown where George Bailey ran in the movie saying, "Merry Christmas, you old building and loan." Yes. And then down the hill. And so it's unbelievable.
It's better when there's snow. I know logistically probably it's a bit of a nightmare for everyone, but it's
not easy to run in. But
look at that.
Yes.
It's great.
It's definitely better when there's snow.
Yeah, but if you're running a race, don't you sort of prepare for that? Yeah, if I were running a race in the Northeast in December, I'd kind of feel like 50-50. Because I remember wasn't it like 60 degrees a couple years ago?
This is from last year, and it was warm.
Yeah.
For December, it was warm for September.
Yeah.
So and they just keep coming and keep coming. The people cross the bridge.
It's amazing.
Yes, they do, and then they all run right by my house. That's great. I take pictures.
That's neat. Yeah.
My neighbors throw a party every year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's great.
So especially on a nice day.
And there's not many. Some people run it competitively. But most people are just running or walking to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always like two people that are way early by my house all by themselves, just running. And, my kids don't care about that. But when that big group comes through and they're all dressed as like elves and Santa and everything else, they love it.
Yeah. It's a great time. Neat.
So what is the weather?
Yeah, let's take a look at the weather. Friday will be wintry with a 90% chance of snow and highs in the upper 20s. Chance of precipitation is 90%. On race day in Seneca Falls, on Saturday, snow showers likely with cloudy skies and a high near 30. Once the sun goes down, temperatures will drop into the lower 20s. And on Sunday, cloudy skies with a 40% chance of rain and snow and a high near 35. Then snow likely into the overnight. As always, check out the latest local forecasts and live radar at our local weather center at fingerlakes1.com.
So, Josh, you have any news on the snow that is expected? I mean, lake effect snow over the course of, Thursday through Saturday?
Yeah, so the National Weather Service has issued some watches. Monroe, Wayne, Cayuga County, the usual suspects. We have a couple good graphics on fingerlakes1.com that sort of show what it's going to look like, but it's going to be localized, could wind up with 3, 4, 5 inches. The best predictions look like between 5 and 8 for in Seneca Falls. But go towards Auburn, for example, they could wind up with 2 feet when this is over with.
Ooh.
So
what is the
trend?
As far as Seneca Falls, and again, it's lake effect, so that band could shift.
Exactly.
But
you never know.
In Seneca Falls, the race starts at 4:40 p.m. and the festival runs all day. But for that race, is it going to be snowing at 4:40 p.m.?
It looks clear. It looks like most of it should be done by the morning. All of the watches expire. All of the watches across the board expire early Saturday morning or late Friday night. It'll be white, and maybe the roads will have a little bit of snowpack on them from the plows going through and whatnot. I do think I don't think there's a way we avoid it being white. I think it's going to be a white race.
I don't think there'll be snowpack on the roads, though. It's not going to be that cold.
Right. It sort of depends on.
That year where you saw that picture and there was snow on the ground, first of all, it snowed hard
really
all through the race and up
Yeah.
to it, but it was also like 7 degrees.
Right, yeah.
Oh my
I remember that one.
Painful.
Yep.
Painfully cold.
So
Well,
if you don't like Christmas, or you do like Christmas and don't like Seneca Falls, there's other events, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I suppose there are other events. Let me tell you about them. Who doesn't like Seneca Falls? Who doesn't like Christmas?
It's like
Scrooge.
if I have to. If I must.
Saturday, other things to do than this amazing festival, which you should do anyway. Varick Winery's Holiday Happiness Sale. They're selling
Ooh.
holiday happiness. So if you are short on holiday happiness, get over there. Historic Palmyra Homestead Holiday Candlelight House Tour. That's at the Historic Palmyra Homestead.
Ooh.
Again, a holiday-themed house tour. You can bake cookies at the Phelps Community Center.
Yes. Now we're talking.
You're a baker. You like to bake. I don't know how your feelings on Phelps. Christmas Gala Ball at Sonnenberg.
Nothing wrong with that.
That'd probably be a
Ooh.
fun time if you're
Yeah.
feeling fancy.
Beautiful.
Downtown Canandaigua Holiday Artist Showcase. That's all on Saturday.
You just walk around and they have,
Yeah.
Which is cool. Downtown Canandaigua was awesome this
Sure.
time of year.
Great.
Yeah.
Sunday. Orchestra of the Southern Finger Lakes Holiday Concert in Elmira on Sunday.
Put that bad boy in your calendar.
Yep. Here's
Head
some holiday
south.
classics, probably.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see. The Dryden Theater is presenting Miracle on 34th Street.
Another favorite.
Another classic. Classic. And that'd probably be a fun production. Finger Lakes Choral Holiday Concert at St. John's Episcopal Church in Canandaigua. Another Canandaigua event. So you make it a 2-day. Overnight in Canandaigua. And the Auburn Chamber Orchestra presents a Christmas celebration at St. Francis of Assisi Church.
Lots of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that Auburn concert, we'll have full video of the whole show on Finger
Are
Lakes
we
One as a
doing the whole
special
thing?
Christmas treat.
That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
That's going to be great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very
I remember
festive.
now that we're doing that. That's going to be awesome. And listen, if that doesn't fill your plate with things, there's more events at our community calendar on fingerlakes1.com.
Wonderful.
As
Thank
always.
you, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
You always know what's going
I
on.
do. Somehow.
All right, Josh, why don't you fill us in on what's going on in our local news?
It's not nearly as cheery.
No.
Murder in Newfield. We'll start out with the depressing stuff, and we'll try to get into something a little happier by the end. On Friday around 5 a.m., deputies in Tompkins County responded to 221 Burge Hill Road for the report of a cardiac arrest. When they arrived, they found 30-year-old Camden Rundell dead in his front lawn.
Jeez.
Investigators immediately ruled the death suspicious. They launched an investigation. Autopsy confirmed that he was murdered. 2 individuals from Ithaca were charged Saturday afternoon with second-degree murder. On Sunday, a third guy was charged with second-degree murder, also from Ithaca. Names are all on fingerlakes1.com. Names are a little bit complicated, so I didn't want to spit them out here. And then on Monday, a fourth person was charged and kind of pieced some of it together. It sounds as though...
Yeah, that's a lot of arrests.
Right. It sounds as though it was a robbery gone wrong. They think either Rundell came out of his house to chase the suspects who had broken into his home, and then he was killed, or he was killed while some sort of struggle was happening. But nothing really official as far as the timeline goes has been put out there. But 3 people are facing second-degree murder charges, and the fourth is facing... a conspiracy charge for buying items to aid in a burglary. Those items include ski masks, and this is what I didn't really understand: dog food. Dog food.
Oh,
and
to feed
these dissolvable
sneaky.
sleeping pills. So I don't know what 3 very odd items to buy for a burglary, I guess. But I'm not a burglar, so I guess I really
30-year-old cardiac arrest is a suspicious circumstance as it is.
In a front lawn.
Right.
And who made that call?
That's the other sort of mystery. Nobody knows who made the call, if it was one of them or if it was a passerby or whatever the case may be.
Interesting. Well, that's unfortunate.
We'll have more on that as the information becomes a little clearer. The Seneca Army Depot. Earl Martin Jr. requested that the IDA lease him the property instead of purchasing the property, which was the original plan. The IDA went through a big bid process to have a buyer lined up, and he was the one who was chosen for $900,000. That buyout was supposed to be made official by the end of this year. The deed transfer was supposed to happen on the last day of this year. All of that has been thrown out. Not the process. The process is still good, apparently. But he will be leasing it from the IDA for 1 year at the cost of $900,000 in order to work the assessed value of the property down. He apparently was not aware of the assessed value of the property when he was going through the bid process. The bidders must not have been aware of it. It's assessed at $28 million, which means there is a very, very hefty property tax bill that goes along with that property.
That is public information, though, the assessed value of a property.
Right. Yeah, which adds a layer of total confusion to the. A number of people have asked, does the entire process get thrown out?
Yeah.
Because they selected a buyer, they didn't select a leaser.
Right.
So, and there's, it's kind of up in the air as whether the lease is for 1 year, but he could potentially lease it again next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. All the while, the IDA had said throughout the bid review process that they did not want to be landlords.
Yeah, well, who pays the taxes? The big idea was it was coming on the tax roll.
The tax rolls.
Right.
It's just money. It's
what about one of the other
the
bidders that were willing to buy it?
That was my original question to the IDA, and I did not get a definitive answer on what that was, because in my mind that opens it up for the other roughly 16 individuals who put in a bid on the property.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 2 pieces of depressing news, and for some, this will be the thing that makes them go, yes, this is the good thing. Seneca Falls enacts local law number 3 last night by a vote of 4-1. It was a little bit surprising with how it turned out.
Local law sets a closure date for the landfill.
In 2025, it's been hotly contested and debated. December 31st, 2025 would be the closure date for Seneca Meadows. It would also limit future solid waste facilities.
Does it limit or prohibit?
It limits Seneca Meadows.
Right.
Prevents it from operating past December 31st, 2025, and stops any new or expanding landfill operations from doing either of those things. The big question now has been, and this is sort of where we're looking now, is what's next. So a future board, or the board in January, theoretically, when 2 new members take their seats, could pass a resolution to overturn the law, theoretically. Mm-hmm. However, it would require, according to municipal law, it would require a public referendum once that resolution is put forward. Now, opponents of the local law say no, it's a simple board vote and that's all there is to it. Supporters of the local law say that no, it requires a public referendum.
So a lot of people saying a lot of things.
Yeah.
My own personal interpretation, and the people that I've talked to that are sort of outside of the situation and looking at it from the legal perspective, any local law, once it's enacted, requires a public referendum to be changed. Just like the proposition here in Seneca County, we voted on to have the treasurer's position reduced down. Mm-hmm. Anytime there are certain things that are subject to public referendum, and changing a local law is subject to it. Now, if the board skips that, or if the board feels they can jump it and just do it, I guess they could do that and deal with the legal consequences later or after.
Well, none of that news is very Christmassy.
I think it was good news, Josh. It
was good news because there are a lot of people who are very, very, very happy today and who have been working very, very hard over the last 5 to 10 years to make something like this happen. So kudos to them and kudos to everyone involved on both sides.
Yeah. Yep.
It ain't pretty and it ain't Christmassy.
No, it's not. Well, let's hope Jim can bring some cheer with our sports.
You got any Christmas-themed sports news?
Christmas does generate a lot of garbage.
It does.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wrapping paper and boxes and whatnot. Yeah, let's talk about sports. Why not?
I'm ready.
The Orange haven't had a good week.
No, Syracuse basketball will be home against Boston University at noon on Saturday. Try to win a game. They're lost 3 of their last 4. Not going to get into all that, but they played at noon on Saturday. I think it'll be on Channel 3 locally, WSTM. The Buffalo Bills will host the Pittsburgh Steelers at 1 o'clock Sunday on CBS. Bills are out of the playoffs for the 17th straight year, I think. 17?
I think that's about right, yeah.
Good job. Hobart basketball will host Ithaca on Saturday, 2 o'clock at Bristol Gymnasium in Geneva. And I like to mention, Cornell's off, by the way, but Cornell, Hobart, go catch a basketball game. Hobart, Ithaca in Geneva. And then Friday night, Finger Lakes 1's going to be live.
Look at this.
In Seneca Falls for Newark versus Minders. Newark's number 1, Minders is number 2 in our FL1 Sports Power Rankings. They're Finger Lakes East rivals. Newark won the league last year. This is as big as it gets for a December 9th game. As big as it gets. Mm-hmm. So it'll be live. Myself and Matt Berkey will have the call for Finger Lakes 1. And it's going to be great.
Oh, boy.
So also, if you like podcasts and you like basketball, Sunday night, join me for the Upstate Hoops podcast where we recap Wayne Finger Lakes basketball, the week in Wayne Finger Lakes basketball at 8 p.m. and then Upstate Orange at about 9:10 with myself and the professor, Brad Connor, talking Syracuse basketball. I guarantee you that there'll be plenty to talk about on that show, both shows. So, yes. And we'll have scores throughout the weekend at fingerlakes1.com. Log on, check us out.
Yeah, it's always fun to follow local sports. All right, well, let's take a look into our top local photos of the week. First up, the countryside was covered with a layer of fog on Friday morning, making everything look beautiful. This farm scene near Geneva, photographed by Rachel Burkholder, was no exception. That is so gorgeous.
Love that picture. It's
the
background on my computer right now.
Really? Wow, you really love it.
I was that invested. I saw it and I was like, this is fantastic.
Wow.
So thank you, Rachel, for that awesome picture.
You made Josh's desktop. That should be a segment every week.
Shelley Lannon captured the Finger Lakes Railway as it pulled out of the depot in Shortsville on Saturday afternoon for the annual Rotary Club's Ride with Santa. That's a great shot, too,
sure.
And that's such a fun event.
It's on my desktop.
Yeah, that one is?
No, it's not. It's a nice one, though.
It is. On Monday morning at Mendon Ponds Park in Mendon, this tufted titmouse was looking for a snack right out of Mike Sargent's hand as he took this photo.
It's a titmouse.
Wow. That's fun.
That is. He's tufted.
So cute.
How do you get a bird to land on your hand?
Have some birdseed in your hand.
And stand very still for probably an extended period of time. I think those birds are kind of trained at Mendon Parks. I've seen more pictures from other of our photographers.
Okay.
But that's cool.
It is so cool. And Shelley Lannon spotted a pair of bald eagles sunning themselves in Waterloo on Sunday morning. So cool.
Yeah, it's funny though with some of these captions. Like, are those eagles like really sunning themselves, or are they like
they're basking in the sun?
Gonna get some sun.
Trying to get some vitamin D.
Yeah, it looks like they're keeping an eye out for each other. They got each other's back.
That's right. Great photos, everyone. If you'd like to share your local photos from across the region, click on the link in the Submit Content section at the bottom right-hand side of our homepage. Perhaps you'll see your photo in next week's show.
Or on Josh's desktop.
Or on, Josh's.
You won't see it. You won't see it.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, we have just a minute.
Oh, we have a few more minutes. We actually started a couple minutes late. So.
Oh, good. Okay.
So we can talk about some Christmas things if you want. Like,
Yes.
You guys all decorate your Christmas tree yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
We just did it over the weekend, actually.
Yep.
I have a few Christmas trees. We have 2 big ones and 2 little ones.
My wife and daughter get mad at me because I am very particular about how the ornaments go on the trees.
You are?
I know that about you.
Well, you know what? You take the big ones, go at the bottom, and the little ones go at the top. Mm-hmm. If you do
That's
it wrong, it
sense.
throws off the whole proportion of the tree. So I like, we have these little tiny ones that go way up to the top. And then you also can't take a heavy ornament and put it on a weak limb.
Right.
So you need to inspect the tree and find out, you have to have some sort of plan. So anyways, after they all get on there, I spend like the next week moving them, around and swapping them. So
surprised you don't have a spreadsheet like dedicated, like mapping out like everything, a stock of the ornaments.
I think I'm going to do a Snapchat story this week if I find time. My top 5 favorite ornaments on my tree.
Ooh, oh, good idea.
Yep.
That's a great
so
idea.
Do you have some from when you were like just a wee lad?
Oh yeah, there's used to get bulbs from my grandparents. I'd say like 1975 grandson with Snoopy or something.
Oh.
Yeah,
and then I have one that I made like when I was in kindergarten. It has a picture of me when I had like these shaded glasses on, this sweet plaid suit on.
How cute.
Those are the best. I got those too.
And what's your Snapchat? So we can all make sure we're...
The J Nice, I think.
Yes.
Is that right? The J Nice.
You're about to get some follow.
If you love the Finger Lakes and you love Christmas,
yes,
and and you love high school basketball, and you love cooking,
that's the Snapchat.
I know you have some good stuff on there.
That's the feed. See, take it from Jessica.
Yep.
How's everyone's craft search been going? Because we have an outstanding craft search.
We didn't do that. Are we going to have to we're going to share each other a present. We should draw Secret Santa names.
Yep.
Oh, we should do it that way? Okay.
Yeah.
I was just thinking you just bring one and then you just pick one.
Oh, all right. Let's do that.
We'll do that. Bring and pick.
Next week, everybody has to have a craft. It's got to be from a craft show. That might be hard. I don't know if I can get to a craft show. There were no craft shows in the...
there were none. No.
It could be a home woven handicraft if you'd like.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, just something that doesn't say made in China on the bottom.
Right.
Avoid the made in China.
What do you think the odds are that all 4 of us remember that next week?
Oh, boy. We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so it's on.
It's on.
I mean, next week is the 14th, or we could do it the following week on the 21st.
Yes,
so it'd be
let's do
the following week.
Okay. Done.
All right.
Done. So what we got? We got about 2.5 minutes. Favorite Christmas song? Or what you got? Something to say?
Ooh. I'm going last if we're doing favorite Christmas song.
Are you going to serenade us? Okay.
No.
Jessamy?
Fairy Tale in New York by The Pogues.
Mine would have to be...
Wait a minute. I'll take it back. I'll go again. Go
okay, wait. Get it. Do 2.
December Will Be Magic Again by Kate Bush.
Oh. See, I don't have... I only have the title.
These are holiday songs, not necessarily Christmas.
Sure.
Okay.
What?
Mine are Let It Snow and Oh Holy Night.
Like a little Nat King Cole Holy Night? Yeah. I like Nat King Cole, Christmas song. I really like Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like it.
Classic. So good.
Not embarrassed.
Nope.
Home for the Holidays, Perry Como, by far.
Nice
number one.
No, that's a good one.
Those are all good ones.
Really.
There's so many good ones.
Silver and Gold.
Wham!
Silver
Last Christmas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some more contemporary ones. But yeah, it's back. It's great stuff. Christmas music.
Yes, I love it. I also love instrumental Christmas music. So
Father Christmas by the Kings.
Oh yeah,
like
that's a good one.
there'll be lots going on this
Give
weekend.
us some money.
Yeah. All right, great.
Yeah, good show, guys. I hope everybody likes the new graphics.
Love it.
I know Jim did some creative work there. My head is very large now.
Well, your head's the same size, but the circle surrounding it makes it look bigger, I guess.
Right. It's good.
I figured more Jessica, less of our ugly mugs.
Exactly.
Oh, no. Wouldn't be the same without you guys.
Like a demented Brady Bunch.
Well, thank you for joining me for another week. And thank you for joining us for another edition of FLX Weekly. Remember, if you're watching us on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to drop us a line, send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. If you enjoy our show, please tell your friends. We'll be back live next Wednesday at 12:30 for another edition of FLX Weekly. Until then, whatever your plans may be, enjoy your holiday weekend.
See you in Bedford Falls, everybody.
Oh.
Yeah.